All right, so we're going to take a look at market trends. All right, let me just make sure I got all the data. All right, starting from around 8:30. Let's delete all this. Okay, so first things first. This was really interesting in that the market broke, tested the high bar, reversed a little, attempted again, attempted a third time to go down, and when 3 attempts went the other way. So this was interesting. Right? Okay, so right here was the high bar. It tested the high bar. Attempt 1 failed, attempt 2 failed, attempt 3 failed. And this up, down, up, down, up, down, and it went the other way. That was really like slick because it could have easily fell all the way back here or even broken the lows. I was looking for a test of this area, but after 3 attempts to go down, it broke the other way. So immediately what you need to do is mark the breakouts and all that stuff. All right. So what's how should I say, what behaviors to look at? This brick here expands on volume. As you can see, you have 2, 1, 6, and 3. So when it attempted to go down and failed, it went the other way and broke out. Then it had a brick of follow through. Immediately, that should be telling you something, right? Why? Well, simple answer is, what are breakouts? In terms of, I shouldn't say what are breakouts, but maybe I'll explain it differently. Breakouts are continuation. A directional continuation typically occurs when there's a breakout in that area above resistance and then goes. So there's breakout and then there's climax. Climax is ending action. Breakout is considered continuation. All right, well, I'm not going to go into all of that. But the point here is this is the breakout and it has follow through. So immediately you want to see where the support resistance are and what does it do. It tests the low bar. So we'll take a look at the behavior around the test of the low bar. So this is all shit in the middle. It's not giving you any clear indication of what's going on. You do have a rally here. See that? The rally. And that is after 8:30. I don't want to see the early morning rally. It doesn't make any sense because you're just getting the data. So over here, after 8:30, you have your rally over here on 237 stocks. You have volume, right? You have volume there as well. You have 1 test, 2 tests, and this is the morning trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It only goes 9. This is, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How convenient. Right under the $500 mark per contract. So slick. Anyway, so it goes up and then it does a spring. It does a spring or shakeout or whatever. And I don't know what happened during this time, but right before 9 o'clock, goes down and then starts the rallying process again. So if you're watching this, you're confused, rightfully so, because there it looks like it's going down, here it looks like going up. What tells you that this is a problem? This bullish indication here is a problem. It looks like it's going bullish, right? So you see, oh look, it's going up. But what tells you is this: anytime you have this high volume brick, biggest volume in 100 bricks, does it have any follow through? No. What does that mean? That's climactic action, ending action. right there. It is also an indication of distribution. When you have a bar at a high that doesn't have any follow through, does not hold, and in fact just goes up and then right after goes down, price goes up, has a lot of volume, then just goes down, that's an indication of distribution. That's an indication that selling high occurred. That's what happens. They take it all the way back down. Look for trade, look for trade, look for trade, no trade. Then over here, things get funny. Alright, they get real funny because after you got the you run the longs, right? Now folks are looking for shorts. What happened? You run the shorts. Now looking for longs. What happens? Takes out the low. So and after that establishes trend. This is a tricky situation. Very tricky situation. If you didn't know that this was right here was distribution, you might have been looking for a pullback, and that would not be a smart idea. Anyway, it rallies and all of that, and now it's trending and trending and trending. So, so you know, better get it while it's hot. What tells you that here this rally is likely to hold? What tells you is this brick. That brick with heavy volume tried to go down but instead went up. So this is failure on the market to go down. I don't know why. Maybe they were accumulating on this minor pullback. Doesn't matter. It's all that pressure, and what does it do? It goes the other way. What is this? How do you know this is gonna hold, or at least bounce? Is because of this candle here. Where is it? The whole support rallying volume is there. It's a good place to take an entry. You know, it's very clear because you have market breadth, you have money, you have all that coming into the market, and you have a rally. Now you got to get in, but just be careful of not getting stopped out, because even though the market's making higher highs, the futures might do a spring. Especially, I bet the ES is screwing everyone. So, all right. Anyway, so it rallies again here, and it continues to do that. And now we're going to observe. Right here, it's a little dangerous. It's telling you that there's something off. There's too much price volume activity up here. Right? Maybe it's end of day, I don't know. Alright, so over there, and when this happens, what do you want to look for? Alright, now there's a couple of ideas, because if you have high volume on a lower time frame and price action, the first thing that'll come to your mind, if it's at the top of a trend, is that it's a climax, right? That's the first thing. Oh yeah, it's a climax. Here's the problem though. What looks to be a climax on a lower time frame could be a breakout on the higher time frame at a resistance area. So the market is going up to resistance on a higher time frame, looking like an entire trend on a lower time frame, and all this volume and price comes in, and you're thinking it's a climax, but it's not. It could be a breakout. How do you know? Just go to the higher time frame and see if you're at resistance, and if it's breaking a level, breaking that resistance, then you can say that yeah, the volume is coming in as a result of a attempt at a breakout, so that price volume activity is increasing. Why? They're taking out the level, right? But if it's going not breaking above, if it's going to, to the resistance area, and it might even upthrust it, and instead there's heavy selling right after, then you have a potential climax and a turning point at resistance. Could be an upthrust, could be a test of resistance, double tops, bottoms, etc. Anyway, long story short, rally, all goes through, and I don't see any sign in the indicators below of any reversal. Actually, there was one minor sign here, but there's no additional follow through. But right here, you have money coming in, right there. It says 11, right? Now the thing is, so I at this point I get wary. I'm like, uh-oh, better get Mako, but it's not. Why? Because 23 comes in, so that selling is bought, right? Anyway, let's take a look at where those breakout, oh shit, right there. So at the higher time frame, where are the breakouts? Right there. You see I took it up that level, and how, so what I'm talking about here, you see this high time frame? Let me circle it. All right, these 12 and this 12, right? You see how it's taking out that resistance area? The 12 and the 12 above resistance. So now if you take a look at the resistance and you see that we're at resistance and the price volume is, the volume is increasing on the higher time frame, you look at the lower time frame, and guess what? This right here is a breakout wave. It's not a climax. It's a breakout wave. Why? Because you can see the clear breakout against the resistance level on the higher time frame in the candle that says there are 12,000 contracts back to back at resistance with big wicks taking out resistance. And you want to go down to lower time frame, and you see that volume of that 12 and the 12 expressed right there where it says 12, and that means this is a breakout wave. All right, so this is why it's very important to combine higher time frame, lower time frame, because as you can see, most people or most folks, what they do is they see volume, price volume, and they can't figure out, oh, is that short covering? Right? Because if you have a big price volume wave, what could it be? Right? So they can't, one of the things that you don't see online, people explain, is this price volume wave is, they think that's okay, sign of strength or sign of weakness. That's what you typically hear. But it could be many things. Yes, it could be a climax. Yes, it could be a sign of strength or a sign of weakness. But it could also be short covering, and it could also be a breakout wave on the higher time frame. These two scenarios of big price volume action occurring on a bar or a wave being either a breakout on the higher time frame or short covering or profit taking on a lower time frame is not discussed. It's not discussed in any schematic. It's not discussed by any of the educators online, YouTube, whatever. Because I don't know why, but the high price and volume can be different scenarios. You cannot just take a look at big wave at the top of a trend and say it's a climax. The big wave at the top of a trend could be a breakout of resistance on a higher time frame, saying what? That there will be continuation higher. All right, so that's the point. Anyway, I'm done. Where were the trades today? Oh, let's take a look. The thing is, let's see all this. In the morning, you had these rallies over here, and they were confirmed with volume, not a hell of a lot volume, but they were confirmed with volume, and you did have a little move, not a big move, but you had a little move from, say, after the rally they had a pullback and it went up. So it's a little move, it's not that much. All right, what else? You had another rally up here, but this I don't like because of that. It pulled back to test, and you could consider it here, but it's not only not going to work, but as the market is going down, I mean, I just don't trust it because it has all that resistance up there. It's not going to work. You'll just go to resistance and play, you know. So scenario 1, it absorbs resistance, breaks through. Scenario 2, taps and goes lower. All right, so here you had a rally, and this was a trade. Pull back to test this area. Right? This one is, I don't think it went that low, but whatever. The high is 76. The low is 76.1. So fortunately, it didn't. Anyway, so that's one. There's another trade, I think, right here. I wouldn't have taken this because, you know why? Because too much selling pressure here. This too much selling pressure. So why would you take it? It has that much selling pressure. I could say, okay, there's more market breadth and all of that, but everything needs to line up. Otherwise, it becomes too iffy. You cannot put big positions on with half-assed data, half-assed confidence. Anyway, next one is rally over here. And what do you see? You see the breakout where right here. How do I know it's that resistant? Volume increase, big wick. It's obviously breakout, right? So, and you have rally here, confirmed by volume. So, against that area would be nice. That's another one. This one was giving us another indication, but I'm not going to do it. Why? Too much volume on the pullback. So don't do it. It's a minor shit rally over here, but I wouldn't do it because it's too small of a rally. Even though it's confirmed by volume telling you it's going to go higher, it's just not good. So this is just my one style of trading. It's based off of just buying pullbacks or just selling pullbacks. Yeah, there are rules. There's some obvious common sense rules like, okay, when you have a rally, it has to be with trend. What next? It has to be supported by the stocks. It has to be meaning the underlying stock components. What else? It needs to have volume, money coming in that from the components as well, not just on the futures. But what else? So basically, everything is confirming, and then after you do that, you have to watch the pullback. Pullback cannot be a strong pullback. Cannot be a strong pullback. It needs to show rejection, and then you have a entry. So this right here, for example, is too strong of a pullback. Even though it's rallying, it's too strong of a pullback. Cannot, like, do you think the definition of a pullback is a low volume pullback, not a high volume pullback with big price move? That's a lot of strength. So anyway, long story short, those are the trades, and you can be confident that there's, at least I am, that there's an edge by just trading. That's about it. All right, let's take a look at the other chop fest. Alright, I don't know what the hell. So this was the trade. This was some chop. in the middle, right? You don't want to play this game. You know, this is telling you sell might, okay, when it comes back here, let me put the short on. And even if you took the short against this high, like right here, it would either be a small loss or you tap in and you get a stopped out. There's no real signal. Yeah, I don't trust it. It's just not enough volume. Later on though, there's some good pressure here. Some real good pressure here. You know. And yeah, so but it goes blue, so even though there's a lot of pressure, it's not breaking red. Everything has to be red or blue. If it goes up, it has to be blue. If it goes down, it has to be red. So this is red, this is not red. What does that mean? Diverging. What does that mean? Price volume is not confirming, so don't even think about it. Anyway, I could care less right now. What am I looking for? I am looking for probably a test into the breakout area, which means a possible turning point up here, or continuation higher. Continuation higher, scenario 1, possible turn, meaning a rally top and a pullback to breakout. Then the third opportunity at that breakout, looking for a reversal back up. Those are 3 that are programmed in my head about what to look for. Anyway, take care. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.